What's good, everybody? Officially, we're here. We're here, guys. The Celtics are down 0-3 to the Miami Heat. There's a lot going on. I want to get right to the video. There's not going to be that much editing. I'm recording this right after they go down 0-3. I gotta say, as an NBA fan, seeing a team just go to the finals, a competitive finals, fighting through a lot of adversity. They were down to the Milwaukee Bucks last year. They go on the road, game 6, win that, make it to the finals, go 7 games with this same Heat team, and then they play the Warriors in the finals. They lose in 6 games, but it's competitive all the way until the end. And seeing this team come back, go into the next season and absolutely dominate the entire regular season as a number 2 seed, and then fold this badly in the playoffs is just so crazy to wrap my head around. But it's what we're watching. Like, I'm seeing a Miami Heat team led by Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo go out there and just absolutely outwork and outdominate Boston so badly. So badly. And I gotta give the Heat a lot of credit, because a lot of people counted them out after they lost to the Hawks in the play-in game, because they looked bad. The entire regular season, they were not making wide open shots. They shot 34% on wide open threes. They were that bad of a team during the regular season. But the heart, the will, and the effort, and the impact of Eric Spoelstra as the NBA head coach is just outstanding, and you got to give it to him. I just can't believe how well this team is connected on offense, defense, all that. Like, the shot quality from the Heat has been absurd, and they've been so dominant. Boston has not known how to respond. And I know a lot of people are going to point to the head coach in Joe Mazzulla and blame him for a lot of the problems Boston is encountering. But if you have a player like Jaylen Brown, who a lot of people say is a top 15 player and should be paid supermax money, which would be $300 million, by the way, $57 million annually for Jaylen Brown. That's what a lot of people were saying he was worth. When you have a player like that being outplayed by Caleb Martin and Duncan Robinson in back-to-back games, especially in a closeout game where Tatum and Brown combined do not outscore Caleb Martin and Max Strus, I think, like some crazy stuff like that, then there's not much you can do as a team, especially when the lineups that gave you success last year are not the same this year defensively. Rob Will is getting destroyed in three-point coverage, involved in many different actions where guys are just getting wide open threes. Al Horford is not making his threes at the same clip, and his defense is looking washed. Guys are just getting to the basket on them at will. And you have Bam Adebayo, who, by the way, I'm so happy about Bam. I don't know if I've documented this on the channel, but Bam has always been that center that I really saw potential in. But he had many years to me where he wasn't fully playing to it, even though he's still young. But in this playoff series, he's absolutely re-sparking the magic we saw from Bam against this same team in the bubble. Like, that version of Bam Adebayo was just insane defensively, and offensively he was taking it to people. He was being physical. He was getting to the rim, passing, distributing, like doing everything at 6'10", and Bam is doing the same thing in this series. I think Bam actually has a great argument to be the Eastern Conference Finals MVP over Jimmy Butler. And that's not shade, because let's be very, very clear. The Jimmy Butler conversation is going to be had. For a team like this to beat the number 1 seed, where Jimmy has 56 and then 40 plus points back-to-back games, respectfully, in the most high-stake elimination games, then he gets hurt. They go against the Knicks. He plays team basketball. They win. And then in a series like this, he's just everywhere defensively, taking people out of action, blowing up lob passes. Jimmy Butler has been absolutely spectacular. And for him to be their best player and leading this team to a finals, where a lot of people literally two or 3 weeks ago were talking about what is the Heat's future going to be like? How does Jimmy's contract age? What's the draft pick in the lottery? Like, those were the expectations and the reality of this Miami Heat team. And instead, we get to see something totally different for the Miami Heat, to where now we're talking about one of the best finals I think I'm gonna ever see in my lifetime. The Heat versus the Denver Nuggets, because these are two teams that people routinely counted out for all regular season and into the playoffs. Like, it's just not the same as what everyone said it would be, and you're not going to see high-level hoops between both teams, because the Heat, the way they've gotten where they have been is they're making their open shots, but the shot quality that they're getting on the teams they're playing has been spectacular. They have mentally broken a lot of the teams that they have played, and they just play harder than a lot of these teams. The Denver Nuggets, you can say the same thing. They're more shot based on what Jokic creates for everybody. Jamal Murray's shot making, MPJ tough shot making. That chess match between Mike Malone and Eric Spoelstra is going to be something we really have a blast watching in the finals, I think. And yes, I do believe both series in the West and the East are absolutely over. But to just see the Heat make it here, like, it's a true testament to basketball and what pure hoops is, because this is literally not about talent. It's not. Like, it's about the efforts from Jimmy and Bam as players, but also like the guts of a Gabe Vincent, of a Max Strus, of a Duncan Robinson, a guy who was making so much money getting DNPs for the entire regular season, to come in and step up with Tyler Hero out and just play phenomenal basketball when it matters in the playoffs. It's just wild to see. And again, it's just a testament to the grind of basketball. And the phrase that my parents always used to tell me, right? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't come to work. In this case, hard work beats talent when talent does not want to guard Duncan Robinson off the ball. Hard work beats talent when Caleb Martin is getting wide open shots based on Rob Will deep drop. Hard work beats talent when this Boston Celtics cannot score baskets in critical crunch time situations, and no one on the team outside of Grant Williams can get fourth quarter baskets. Like that's what we're watching in totality. And I just got to say, shout out to the Heat, man. Shout out to the Heat coach. As you can see, I'm rocking my black and red to give credit to these guys, these people, because they have absolutely handled business better than a lot of people thought that they would be capable of doing. So shout out to them. I don't want to make this a super duper long video, but we got some real hoops ahead of us. And Grant Williams, a lot of people teased him for going at Jimmy Butler, but Grant Williams is one of the few players on this team that actually had heart consistently, where he was not afraid to go there and challenge the best player on the other team. But the energy level from the team is extremely low. And Boston isn't losing this series because they're not the more talented team. Boston losing this series because they don't have any heart or effort to combat and challenge what the Heat are doing. Like, they're getting beat routinely off of just motion actions, where it's cuts to the basket, easy passes, getting lost on ball screens, getting cooked off the ball. Like, the fundamental parts of basketball is just not there for the Boston Celtics, and it is for the Heat. And that's just a testament to how well coached the Heat are and how much effort those players come with every single day when they come to work. So you got to absolutely give the credit to the Miami Heat for taking the soul out of Boston, but you also have to hold Boston accountable for not playing to the level that they should be. And to be honest, it's not just against the Heat, but the entire playoff run. I mean, going 6 games with the Atlanta Hawks after DeJounte Murray gets suspended, it is horrible. And for the 76ers, by the way, for you to lose to this team, Boston, who's just getting dismantled and outworked off simple actions in the conference finals, it looks so bad and light for a Philadelphia team that if you make it to the conference finals, you probably put up a better fight against the Heat. You probably still lose based on how fraudulent that team was, but it's just so bad. And I think the Heat making it this far is going to shift a lot of things in the Eastern Conference, because a lot of these teams, if you look at them, we look at these teams to be juggernaut teams, great teams, all this and all that, but when you phase it out and you add years and time to it, some of these teams are just not going to be that great moving forward. Boston has to make a decision about Jaylen Brown. The Bucks are getting older. Drew Holiday said he wants to retire in the next 3-something years, and the Heat were not a great roster this year. And after the finals, win or lose, they have the best chance to upgrade their roster with even better talent. Like, they're just in such a great position to be set for the rest of the years coming up. But I'm gonna end this video here. I will be doing another podcast with my guy Swiper later on at some point. But I appreciate everyone that's been tapping in. All the girls have been working super duper hard. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next NBA video. Peace out, people.